Alright. I have not watched this yet. I try and do these without watching them first. Just because it's like a lot of times watching it back, like you can see like, oh, if I'd done this different, but sometimes it's hard to know, like to recognize what's gonna happen before it happens. So I try and do it without watching them.
I looked up a video about it like on YouTube just out of curiosity. That shit had like 2 million views.
So come over here.
How to get the rarest monster.
How did that hit?
Whoa, felt that shit.
Okay, let me
So come over here.
How to get the rarest monster. Looked up a video.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so you can probably use bubbles pretty freely on yourself and Hog to get some easy charge. Okay, so you know, like it's only one healer, so there's not a ton of heals, so you gotta play closer to walls so you can back out and not take damage until you get your heals.
Video about it like on YouTube just out of
and you don't
curiosity.
have a main tank, which is fine. You just gotta know that like there's gonna be a lot of unblocked spam damage.
Whoa, felt that shit.
Okay. So this Mercy not need the bubble.
Whoa.
Like she's not taking damage from anything.
Whoa.
And even from where they're shooting at and choke, they can't even see her.
Felt that shit.
And that's like a 10-second cooldown because 50 seconds it's up. It's fine, but you want to try and maximize the energy you're getting, right? So if you like, oh, it can go back. But if you like stop right here for like half a second, you can finish getting your energy. You basically have 20 more damage. You'd be building ult faster. And this is, let's see. Their mate probably has wall back off cooldown, so you kind of got to be careful here. This is, I would stick closer to this wall, like just yeah. What you're doing here is that's good. Peeking, okay, going back like not too far back. This right here is dangerous. You're at half health and no bubble, but I don't think they're really watching you. So, it's gonna be hard for you to like win the fight and by like getting picks. So one of the biggest ways for you to win the fight from this point is just with your ultimates, because like your space don't really have your DPS don't really have enough space to get their value in. So just you want to be building charge and then right clicking over their shield and building your ult as fast as you can. Also, high health energy burns builds really fast. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about, like play around corners and back out, because you're 100 health and no cooldowns. So if you don't land next to a corner and get behind it, you're probably gonna die. Ooh, he's not gonna see you, is he? Ooh, you got lucky. Right, yeah, so like I would just like wait a little bit longer, let your health come back. Doesn't cancel. Oh yeah, you did. Okay.
3, let's go.
Nice, your Ash is popping off. Wasted bubble.
3, let's go.
Man, I keep going too far back. Alright, you're at 19. No, start it here. 18 energy. You got 4 energy off that bubble. You got 0 energy off that bubble. Now this one, yeah, you have it back, right? But you don't know who could have came in. Like here, that was fine. You got 23. Save yourself from the punch. Be careful about repeating.
Thank you, Mercy.
You can right click with the last bit of your ammo. It's like go until you have like 10 ammo or something and then right click. Okay. So go Geralt, right? Yeah. Go him. Your bubble was too early. He punched it anyways, but he could have canceled it. You want to wait till they're a little bit more committed. Yeah, get your right click. You can also look up and shoot them and they'll come back down behind the shield.
Eyes on the bad guys.
But yeah, going for shield break when your team's helping you is gonna work good.
I mean, I'll try to get your person.
Yeah, perfect. That was completely wasted. So going.
I mean, I'll try to get your person.
Going for the grab here is perfectly fine. Like, but you gotta actually throw it at something. Yeah. But I'm yeah. You gotta watch where they're going. Okay, I think I saw what you were trying to do with the bubble. That your personal bubble was wasted. She was not shooting at you. I think you were trying to hit the Mercy. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think you realized how low she was.
Who was on point? We got payload. Come on.
Go start building ultimate. Right. So if you go, I cannot go back too far.
Who was on point?
Right. Oh, I did it again. Okay. But behind you, right, you can, like, near where this point finishes, you can right click all the way down the alley. And you can get free alt charge, basically. Because, like you don't need to be on payload. The rest of your team is going. It's more value for you to just get alt charge. What is there a hand in there for? And use this. What? Oh, your Mercy used Valk.
Oh, that was pretty gay. We didn't move it at all.
If you notice that you guys are pushing up to win a fight, and there's no one on point, you should pick someone specific to go on point. Usually like a healer.
I'm not.
Which in this team comp you only have the one healer. Actually, I think you have a Zen. If that's a, oh no, that was not a Zen. You just put Junkrat on payload or something. It doesn't matter. Someone who can get value from range or whose value is not really needed. Like you have 3 DPS.
I got ult.
You just want to make sure it's moving while you push up. Get the fight.
Yeah, I'm about to
right,
fall.
but like you're not. Like you being on cart doesn't really help much with you having been in art and being able to do the ult. What's I don't think use right click more often. Let me actually I don't know the damage stats. Let me look this up real quick. But I know right click does a lot more damage. I don't actually know numbers for this stuff. Let's see. The time next second damage. So it does 47 damage, I believe, is what that's saying. I don't know, but it does. I don't know if it does the same amount of damage as if the beam, but it's in burst, right? So like, it's easier to hit, and even if you miss it, you still get splash damage. So like if you left click, right click melee, like when you're 1v1ing someone, like use right click more.
Hey, sorry.
Like left click is great for tanks and barriers, and if someone does not know you're shooting at them and they're walking in a straight line, then once they realize you're shooting at them, just use right click. Like right here, if you threw a right click and you hit her, she would probably die. Yeah, if you right clicked her instead of left clicking, she would have died.
Oh my god, this was at 1 HP.
Again, you probably could have thrown a right click at the end of your flight, but she would have died.
Who's on?
No, this was too early. You gotta wait till they commit. So with Zarya bubbles, people know not to shoot a Zarya bubble. So if you use your bubble, people won't shoot you. So you gotta wait until they're already shooting you. So like,
Who's on?
like I see what you're doing here, right? Walking in, you know they're gonna shoot at you. You use the bubble, but you waited too long, right? Because you hadn't really started taking damage. You got a couple shots, but like if you'd waited until they committed to killing you, like if you had it now, like you got Hem and Enzar,
Spread out.
or you could have it for taking the damage from this.
Oh no. This build is so bad.
Just right click, right click, right click, right click. What? This bubble. 50 energy, 49, 48, 47. I think it gave you 2 charge. This was better, this could have been later. Alright, walk through the shield, give it another second. Because you might not need it. Right, like if you imagine if you'd had it here, right? Like you could have got a lot more damage because they have more people shooting at you, and you would have made it out of the mine.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Like if you had more patience with your bubble, you would have made it out of that line. And with more charge.
Give me another shot.
One.
I'm out of here. Enemy seen.
Ooh, you're lucky they. That was a little early. I would have done that like maybe half a second later. They shot it anyways, and you still got the value. So that was a good bubble, good target, but could have been a little later. I think you're looking for grab here. They don't have a diva that can eat it. So you don't really have anything to worry about. But like right here, like you're sitting behind payload, you don't need this bubble. And you want to have personal bubble for when you grab, because like when you grab and you start running at them, right clicking, like they're gonna start shooting you. So you want to have your personal bubble cooldown for that. You used it here when you didn't need to, which means now either you have to grab with disadvantage or you have to wait until
More than like
I don't think they are.
the Sombra.
So
I'm back as usual.
wait for your health back, and now don't use it. Okay.
Let's see.
You should join my crew.
Right. So like right here, you want to come stand down here at the side and start like shooting at their spawn if they come back.
He's really low. Just keep pushing.
If you didn't have this, you have grab, so you don't have to.
Thanks.
But if you didn't, you would like down. I think in this spot right here, you can like see through both windows. Just like if you don't have grab, you want to in between fights to build it. Turn around. Somber EMP'd your team. Turn around.
Back here.
Alright, she's gone. She threw it away. You gotta wait till they commit. Right? So she hadn't sort of
Back here.
shooted yet. That was great. She just thrown halt, right? Okay, so Arissa's, they halt and then they start shooting. So if you wait for a halt to grab it, wait for her to get pulled, then bubble her.
Keep low.
And of course they're shooting the bubbles anyways. But like if these people were better, they would not have shot that bubble. You would still be at full damage. Yep, running back. Perfect. Okay, if you're looking for grab, this is it. This is your grab. Nope, that was it. You had all 4 of them right next to each other.
Junkrat's there.
You could attract them.
Junkrat's there.
Like, I know I know console can't move fast enough to go up with it, but you could have still moved up and finished them off. Bob did it. Oh, yeah, wait, did you look up? Oh, I think you did. I think I'm blind. Oh yeah, you did look up. Never mind. I'm blind. Threw away bubble. So this would be a good opportunity to grab, right? Because you guys have already committed ults into this fight. Now they're committing ults, so you want to win this. And because if you, so like the payload's getting close to where this is at, so it's not like stalling out the fight. It's gonna help you much. Yeah, perfect. Except you have, which if you had saved your bubble earlier, right click melee. Melee. Melee is area of effect also, so that'll hit everyone. So if you're in the grab, you right click and you melee and you get like 80 damage or something. That you could have used bubble. That's the kind of thing you want bubble for. Patience. No. He wasn't taking damage. No one was shooting at him.
I almost have ult.
What damage were you blocking with this?
I almost have ult.
What was about to kill that Ashe? Even if you thought she was gonna jump off the map, the bubble still wouldn't save her. Right? And now they're gonna come in, and you're not gonna have this. Right? When your teammates take a ton of damage, and you're not gonna be able to save her. That is risky when you don't have a healer, but I wouldn't. So usually this is fine, right? Because you have healers. But your Mercy was not paying attention, I guess. So 2 things for going into this, right? Taking this fight is perfectly fine, but you want to reload here before you commit, so you have the ammo and you're not reloading in a fight, and you want to start spamming I need healing. Because by the time your Mercy sees you, you're gonna need it. So taking this duel was fine. Taking this duel when starting it with a reload and not at least asking for your healers is the reason this ended in you dying. But taking that duel was okay.
Nice.
Right, because like the value you get out of killing their main tank, and it wasn't like you were jumping into an unwinnable fight. It was just like it was high risk, high reward.
I swear this Winston's so annoying.
Meteor strike.
Ready for a shot.
Nice.
That's fine. That was a good bubble because Junkrat was shooting at him. Junkrat was already committed to killing it. Focus the monkey. There's a monkey behind you. Focus the monkey. Okay. So you should prioritize people who are easy to hit. A Lucio jumping around in circles on the cart, not easy to hit. A monkey, pretty easy to hit, right? So you're gonna get the value you would get on shooting monkey is going to be a lot higher. The only exception to this really is like when they're getting pocketed really hard, and then it's just like there's not enough damage to burn through it, and then you're better off going for whoever's pocketing them.
I need
Primal monkey, if this was a winnable fight, I would say go for someone else, because like Primal will wear off and he'll lose his health anyways. Unless you were close to your ultimate and you wanted the ultimate to win the fight, but you already have it, and this is not a winnable fight anyways.
30 seconds remaining.
Down. Dimension's down.
That was huge.
I'm almost dead. Fuck.
Right clicks, right clicks, right clicks. Don't if you grab someone, if you got to grab off, right? There's only one time that you left click, and that is when either you solo grab someone or there's extra high priority target, right? Like you want to kill Baptiste before he puts down immortality. Something like that, or you want to kill the Lucio before he gets his B, if you think they are close or might have it. But like, I guess that's but like 98% of into a grab should be right click melee.
Seconds remaining.
Down.
Right, so huge grab.
Dimension's down.
Or maybe if you think Moira's gonna fade out of it, you want to kill Moira before she gets in. But either way, like right click, then you can left click the Moira until she fades or gets out. Or if the Genji's deflecting, maybe. But like, just right click melee, and you don't have to get this close either. And you were shooting at the floor.
Down.
Okay.
Dimension's down.
This is the distance you want to be at. Right click melee. Like getting closer doesn't help you, and it makes them do more damage, right? Because Junkrat's not gonna miss because like you're right in front of him, so he can't miss. Doomfist has a shotgun, and you're shooting at the floor,
I'm almost dead. Fuck. Damn it.
and that puts you out of cover, right? Because back
30 seconds remaining.
back here, right? If like you're not hard committed, right? Because you can go back to your left to your team.
Down. Dimension's down.
Or I think that health back was back too.
I'm almost
Go
dead.
back to
Fuck.
health back.
Damn it. Oh, clutch.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
10 seconds.
Switch to someone faster, like go Hammond. Like it's final fight. You can go Hammond, Tracer, Doomfist if you know the rollouts and you're comfortable on him. Soldier. Like you're not gonna get value out of Zarya anymore because you won't have time to build energy and you won't have your ultimate.
nice.
Get on point, get on point, get on point, get on point, get on point.
Alright, I'm on.
I must have another bug.
Oh,
Right, so if you were Hammond, you might have been back fast enough to stop that.
No, Mercy, if you can res me. To your right.
mercy.
Heroes never die.
Oh wait, no, we didn't get up.
I was trying. Couldn't get on.
Alright, be conservative and patient with your bubbles, Sim,
Select your hero.
and start using right click.
Got fucking almost 10k damage. We just can't get caught up. Auto sees me getting picks, he knows what's up.
Turn up, bro. Do this shit.
Are we going at the choke or behind?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers indeed. Defend objective
They are, I think, actually. Keep an
Oh,
eye
they're
on
on
it.
top left. Have it.
The bubble.
Use the gun.
You know what? Here's a interesting. Let's do this. Let me get a. Let's get a. Let's see. I think Notepad would be good for this. All right. And then let's see if we can. All right. Let's. I'm gonna keep this up. Tallied on. Let's go. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to have both of them up. Hold up. I'm gonna have to just pull this on my other monitor. This 40 energy before a fight. Good bubble. Alright, 1 and 1.
What's up, Reinhardt? What's up?
Bad bubble.
How did I see
Like, no energy, and he was not in danger.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what's up?
Right click, right click. There you go.
Good job.
Nice.
Alright, spin foot.
Alright,
Oh my
start getting alt
God.
charge. Right? Spam. You can shoot up too, right? So let's see if I'm top up like this, right? This circle, bus, spawn, and then point. Okay. This is like top down view of this, right? So their spawn's over here. So it looks to me like you're avoiding standing here because enemy line of fire puts you right here, and like this is a dangerous spot. And that's fine, right? Like not wanting to stand here, that's good decision. But you can still be building your alt charge by shooting over stuff, right? So if you shoot, let's okay. Right, so if you're standing in here looking this way, right, and there's like you're gonna have to this isn't gonna make sense. Okay, hold on. Right, so you're looking in the choke, staring this way towards hotel, right? Like movie theaters over here, hotels over here, and then bus is like further inwards. You can shoot your Zarya bubbles. Let me draw this like this. You can, from here, if you want to hit stuff that's somewhere over here, right? All you gotta do is look up, go like this, and then they go like that, or you can go like this, and they'll go like that, right? So you can still get valuable, like you can still get value out of your right clicks for alt charge without peeking corners because you can shoot over stuff. And even if you don't know if they're there yet, right? Even if you half your shots miss, if 3 of your 4 shots miss and one of them half hits, that's still like 2 more alt charge than you would have had anyways, and it also gives you an idea of where they are. Like
Better drop
right, but like you just killed
this
them.
50 burgers.
Right, so like you know they're not gonna be at bus because you just killed them. Like they're still walking out of spawn. Right, so like now you can start shooting over here, but like these 4 shots could have been over here, and you'd get like 30 alt charge. Like it's a small thing, but it builds up, especially when you high charge.
I have ult.
Doing the same thing.
Debating that bubble.
I have ult.
Doing the same thing.
Giving him the bubble because of the diva. No, I think the intention of this bubble would put this under bad bubble, but he was in line of sight of choke and not paying attention to choke. And it did get shot at until it broke. So that was a good bubble.
Are they going top?
I don't know if it was intentionally a good bubble or not.
I'm about to use it. I'm about to use it.
This was not a good bubble. This was almost a good bubble. Getting in the face of the yes, good, right? But it was too early. Right, so like now you put it on when you're getting shot by Lucio, Soldier, and Moira, and whatever else is there. Right, so this was almost a good bubble, but it was not. It was too early. Back. Oh, that's up.
Heroes never die.
Throwing bubble onto your far here would be the bubble.
The diva?
You just used personal here.
The diva?
You got like 5 alt charge. So using a bubble between fight just for like 20 energy is fine, but you could have done that either found a way to do it sooner, like not as close to when the next fight is going to start, or before her mech was broken. But this bubble, oh, I went way too far back. 45, 40, 42 bubble, or 42 energy when it starts, 46 when it ends. So 4 energy. Bad bubble.
Diva's down.
See, even using it here would have been better. Like using it on Baby Diva.
Tracer?
This... too early. This is when the bubble should have came out. But they shot at it anyways. Right, so you pull bubble, you backed up and used bubble, and then went forwards, right? So now you've got no bubble. And I don't think you, I don't know, I think you still got most of your charge off it though. Oh yeah, their soldier like lit that up. Okay. This was too early, but they shot it anyways, so I'll give you a good bubble for that. Ooh, I think this was a little too far forwards. I don't. Oh, you did get them all. Okay. You threw this with no ammo, didn't you? Yeah. I saw you try and reload. It was just, that's a small mechanical thing. But definitely do not throw grab when you have no ammo. Because a lot of times you're going to be your only follow-up. Also, you could have shot at it. Do you bubble the bomb? Ooh, was that? Oh, I think you got it? No, what? I think you bubbled after the bomb went off.
I remember it.
Yeah, you bubbled that after the pulse bomb went off, and I think you tanked soldier damage with it.
Fuck.
But you were you got half the energy off of it, and you timed the pulse bomb wrong, but you used it for the right thing.
Fuck. If you can res mercy, I have Bob.
This. All right, let's watch this tracer. What percentage of these land on tracer?
Are you doing?
Ooh. She strafe matched you. Okay. You got lucky there. She kind of fed. Uh, left clicks on Tracer are very difficult because she moves a lot, and when she AD spams, her animation swings her entire character hitbox to the sides. So it is very difficult to get any value out of left clicking a Tracer if she is aware you're there and trying not to be hit. So just right click. That was a good bubble.
Is it worth fighting for or not?
Nah. Push. I remember to group up.
Okay. Okay.
I remember to group up.
You're not. This doesn't matter because it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but it's kind of bothering me. you're only getting about half of these. That one, the timing was off. So like, those are fine. Be patient with them. Actually land them. Like I just think you're timing them off. Try and aim your right clicks when there's something to shoot at. So like, right, like this right click, like there's nothing there. That was not a good bubble. Bubbled someone who wasn't even in the front line. Yeah. Yeah, your Mercy would have been fine without that bubble. And even yeah. Like if she dies, even if she didn't get that bubble, that's because she fed. Like if she teleported or Guardian Angel to the front line. Ooh, you used your bubble too. Use your bubble as well. Here in the Adiva's not a threat to you. Yeah, there was no threat here to you. You press shift before these two ults came out. And even if it had been afterwards, you want to wait until they're actually going to get their damage in. Now you're gonna die, get bladed, you have no bubble.
Okay. Try to use ult there.
Also, you can right click the Genji when he comes in.
Oh my god, my shield. Yep.
That bubble does not need explanation. That goes back. That bubble, same thing. No one was shooting at you yet. Like, you saw bullets, you bubbled. The bullets were not directed at you yet. Right, if you'd kept walking around the corner, then you could have done it. Right, and now you have, you're at 25 charge instead of like the 70 charge you could have been at. And you had to back up. Imagine if you had this like a second earlier. Okay, you got it on that. That was good. That was good. Tank the pulse bomb damage. There's three people here and like 3 people behind you. And there's no way you make it out of this. You couldn't come back. You could have just like kept walking back towards your spawn. So, okay. Like every hero except Zarya, if your team's losing the fight and you're on defense, you can just go stand on the cart. Because otherwise you might get staggered trying to run back, and if you're on the cart, you're winning the fight because the payload's not moving. But Zarya has energy, and that that is difficult to build up. So the more you can start a fight with, the better. So as Zarya, you want every single time it is at all possible, you want to try and get out. Which would mean not shooting these people and just running back towards spawn. That was a good bubble. You should not have used it there because you should not have been there, but considering you were there, that was a good bubble. No way to make it out of this. That was a bad bubble. He stopped shooting at you. Wait, are you guys actually gonna win this? That was a good bubble. Someone was actively fighting up. No way, you guys. What? Wait. Okay. No way did they go too far. Deep visor. Killed your Mercy. They should have killed your Ryan. Yep, there's your Ryan. They're up 2. They're up 3. Could you Genji? I think they're Genji. But they're still up. They're not. Why are they not pushing? Why are they not pushing you together? They're running up one at a time to finish you. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys got lucky. They completely won that fight. They choked that hard. Your soldier hold on. Oh,
Back up.
Oh, that took choke. That hurts so much. Okay, that's actually feels bad for them. But that works out quite nice. That was perfect time to left click. Right, she's not watching you, she's jumping. Tracer, right click. Where she comes out and around, right click melee. A close range tracer with the high energy, I think you like one shot. Those could have been right clicks. You would actually hit them.
No.
Not yet.
I'm trying to save it.
Now the enemy team has a diva, which is going to eat this. So there's either you want to grab where the diva's not even close by, or you want to wait until you watch her use it, because there's like a 1 or 2 second cooldown between, like when she uses it and she stops using it. There's a cooldown between when she can start using it again. So you want to use it in that cooldown time. So you want to use it now, like right after. Oh, she actually ended.
Almost.
But you want to use it like right after she ends it,
Yeah.
or when she's not even there. Stay first.
Here's Halo.
Soldier right side.
I have all.
That was a good bubble. Well, it was a good bubble, but if you're planning on grabbing here, you're gonna want the bubble for that. But I don't think you plan on doing that yet. This, okay. That was not a good bubble for you were already high charge. You were at like 70 some high 70s, and this did not. If you were low charge, this bubble would have been fine because you're getting charge, but you were already high charge. So once you're high charge, you want to be using your bubbles for the sole purpose of saving someone who's gonna die. And this person was taking damage, but Mercy Pocket and it's a Roadhog. So not gonna die, so you did not need the bubble there. Right, so what you could do now is look past the diva. Like as diva flew by, you could have thrown grab. And like, so I know they have a Lucio who has beat, and grabbing, if you get a big grab, even if the other team has beat, a lot of times it can be worth it, because if if your team is paying attention and following up, which they should be, and you can like tell them like, hey, I'm gonna grab. You can burn through B, and even if they have enough heals that you don't burn through it, your team still gets a lot of damage off of it, so your team can build their ults. But when you see it go off like that, you definitely want to grab after this. That was not a good bubble. Because it was Genji shooting the hog. Genji could use this entire blade on your hog without himself healing or being healed, and I think he still lives. Maybe not, it's close. But he has take a breather and he has oh, and I think he was like whole hogging the guy away too. Like the hog was not in danger.
No.
It's alright.
I have a life-saving. Your full charge. You want to be using this to save your life? No. Your full health.
It's alright.
37. That's as far as tanks go. That's full health.
I have.
Oh, imagine if you had it now. You had to back out, and you could have followed up on the ground. I appreciate you not bubbling the right heart. Get back. Okay. Did you bubble? The alting Moira fighting a Diva and a Lucio while you're full charge. You didn't need the energy. Actually, what charge were you at? Hold up. Oh, too far back. 80. Yeah, you didn't need it.
Save your ults, guys. Especially this zarya.
You didn't need that either. Like this can be. That's arguably like a between fight, keeping up, charge just for a couple because you don't need it. But like you still, even when you do those, you want to get some value out of it.
There you go.
Like you can get the baby to get to it.
Alright, so let me feel that one. There you go.
Oh, that was nice.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold up. They didn't take the point? Oh. They didn't even... Contested, maybe? Why did they never shoot the people on point? Why are they just let them Moira be there? So not only did you guys win this fight, but they never took the point. I think that counts as denied. They could have killed the Moira.
Oh, they're coming on the right side. The right side.
Right click, just right click the tracer. Oh, there was a bubble one.
The right side.
Alright, you want to be looking to get charged, right? So you want them to be committed to killing you with the bubble one. No. Tracer, stop shooting.
I almost have rolled again.
And even if they don't, it's still not a lot of damage. Like, imagine if you had bubble now and you could push up and be aggressive on that big grab. Bubble your ride. Imagine, okay. Say you didn't use bubble here.
I almost have rolled again.
Big grab. It was far back, but whatever. imagine if you'd been able to go aggressive on this. You also would have been able to stay up, not only get damage on the grab, but you'd have been able to bubble your Reinhardt. So you would now be full energy. Your Rein would get another shatter, and you'd probably burn through their beat and kill them anyways.
Yeah. Watch out for the D.Va.
That was the fight win you had there with grab. If you hadn't used your bubble. Alright,
Yeah.
who did you end up using it on? Moira.
Yeah. Watch out for the
Not being
D.Va.
shot at anything and not at all. You're doing good with the bubbles towards the
Heroes never die.
right. Right click. Right click. 5 ammo. It still does 25 ammo worth of right click damage. Your right click is going to do a lot more damage than your 7 ticks of not right click damage. It would kill the D.Va mech.
Heroes never die.
Which died anyways. So it doesn't matter. But like, still, right clicks.
Finish off. Finish off.
I think that bubbles.
Finish
Energy.
off.
He wasn't in any danger. So your idea of like, I think this was an I'm about to die, just throw a bubble kind of bubble. Which is understandable because your Moira totally ditched you when you're on 46 health. Feels bad. But like there was not really any danger to you. And there were better panic bubble options than your Hog. Like your Moira that's drawing a lot of attention to herself and going aggro. Unless of course you're intentionally letting her die because she just left you while you're at 46 health. Which is also understandable. Even then you could have just saved it. Or you could have bubbled the Mercy as she flew across. Like even if it was a I'm about to die panic bubble, like I'm about to die, just get the cooldown off, which those are okay. You were not actually in enough threat to have to rush it on a target that fast, and you had more than enough time to find a better target. And you should be flaming your Moira really hard right now. Thankfully, your Mercy's taking the slack.
I'm almost got ult. I'm almost got ult.
That bubble's fine. He's getting shot at, they're committed to killing him. You get charged. This, you saw... What was this? I think your personal one.
I'm almost got ult.
Still committed to damage. Still a lot of damage. Get in their face, get yourself some energy, that's fine.
I'm coming back.
Come on.
Okay, just stay back, stay back.
Yeah, it's alright. They only got a minute and a half.
Oh damn, they're pushing this shit fast. Alright, let's try to hold him.
Did your team ever regroup?
Shit fast. Alright, let's try to hold him.
The point of that bubble was to engage with your bubble on cooldown. Alright. That's fine. Plenty of energy.
D.Va, jump on D.Va. Jump to the bomb behind you.
Oh shit!
Oh wait, you threw personal.
D.Va, jump on D.Va. Jump to the bomb
Oh, you just pushed the button on something.
behind you.
Oh shit!
D.Va, jump on D.Va. Jump to the bomb behind you.
Yeah, you totally saved someone. Nice. That was like big brain.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Oh no.
Go get a Hammond. One dead. Hammond. Oh no. Go get a Hammond.
One beamer.
Yeah, I totally missed that bubble.
Up for the bomb. Behind you.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
This is 1v4ing. This is never gonna work for you, even with your bubble cooldown. I mean, like you can at least give your team some time to come back. Just play a little safer. So this you should not have jumped into. But the bubble was okay. Oh, you're catching up. You got a
Go
lot
get
of
a
bubbles.
Hammond. One dead. Hammond.
My will is unbroken.
Oh, I'm bad.
Is approaching its destination.
Too early.
Is approaching its destination.
He still wasn't getting shot at. Could waited half a second longer on that. Actually got value out of it. They might kill it. Okay, they shoot it anyways. They should not have shot that. That's. What did you use personal on? Same thing.
Its destination.
That was too early, right? Like you could have gone deeper. Like only half of them were kind of shooting. Like their attention wasn't on you. You just got the leftover fire. That was too early. Go stall hero.
10 seconds.
I don't know if it matters. No. Too early. Ooh, it still got Diva Bomb damage, but he didn't need that. Even yeah, he didn't need that bubble.
No.
Damn.
Unless he was staying. Then he was rolling away.
Yeah, boy.
21 and 14.
Hey Moira, you're fucking trash, bro.
Player of the game.
Yeah, Moira's fucking trash, dude, to be honest.
Hold on, I ain't fucking trash. First off, I got silver damage.
Why you
Silver
talking
fucking.
Player
about-
should not have silver damage. Yeah. Yeah, you had
Nigga,
What are you
why
talking
they don't
about,
need you to
nigga? I've been
talk
doing
like
my
5
fucking
hours?
job. What are you talking about? I'm the one that kept that second point for the fucking long.
Okay. Alright. So let me Alright. Is this okay. The Moira's or Moira. Zarya's most of Zarya's utility comes out of your bubbles. Right? So this is the most important part of Zarya. Your damage and your tankiness comes out of your bubbles. And the whole point of an off tank is to be a tank that does damage. So what makes your character is based on your bubbles. Which means like every single bad bubble has the potential to have a big negative impact, and every single good one has the potential for a good negative impact. So this number should be like 10 times higher than this number, and it's lower. So it, okay, two biggest things. Okay, it is hard to write with a mouse. This is not legible, but it says bubble management, or it's manage. It's supposed to say bubble management. This is the biggest thing, right? So is there a paper? No, there's not. Okay, check this out, right? Okay. Be conservative with your bubbles. If you don't, especially if you're full energy. So it's a difference between okay, I'm gonna explain it this way. So if you're high energy, which is like anything like 80 is high energy, 70 is like borderline. It's in that range, right? Like over 70. High energy, low energy. So if you're high energy, you want to be conservative. If you're low energy, you want to be patient. Don't judge my spelling. I'm gonna try and format this somewhat. Okay. High energy, low energy. So if you're high energy, you don't need energy from your bubbles, and you're looking to save lives. So you want to save your bubble until you see like this person is going to die. That's what your bubble is for when you're high energy. You're waiting until you know they're gonna die, and you're saving them from doing something stupid. I mean, you're saving them from dying from doing something stupid. If they did something stupid, there's nothing you can do about that. But you can stop them from dying. If you're low energy, you're trying to get charge, which means the enemy, whoever's shooting at whatever you want to bubble, needs to be committed to killing that thing, or committed to a burst damage. Because what you don't want is you bubble someone, no one shoots at them, the bubble disappears, and then they kill the person you bubbled, or do a ton of damage. So you want to wait until they're already committed, right? Like if Reinhardt charges into them and starts swinging, like they have to deal with the Reinhardt because they don't have room, they don't have the space to deal with anything else. So that's a kill they're committing to. They're gonna use their cooldowns and they're gonna use their resources to deal with that. That's what the bubble is for. And you want to wait until they start taking the damage. So you don't you can see when someone's about to take damage, right? Like they go in and you're like, people are looking at them, like they're gonna take damage. That is not when you bubble. That is when you look at the person and you get ready to bubble them. And then you wait for that damage to start. You wait for the enemy to start committing. And that's not like a couple shots or the last of a soldier's magazine. That's like you're waiting for when soldier starts getting a bunch of shots, when helix rocket's gonna come out, when after he gets flashbanged, right? Stuff like that. Like if a hog hooks someone or McCree flashbangs someone, they're committed to getting that kill. They're committed to the right click. They're committed to the shotgun thing. That's what you're looking to bubble, because you want to make sure you're getting the charge, because your goal is to not need to use your bubbles in this way. This is not the way you want to use them. This is the way you have to use them until you're high energy. So you want to be as good at this as possible so that you can save your bubbles for this as much as possible. right? This lets you be useful in fights because damage and alt charge. This wins fights, right? And winning fights is more important than just being useful, and you can't win a fight unless you're being useful. So you want to do these as best as possible so that you can do more of these. Other thing that wins fights is ultimates. Yeah, I'm gonna do another subsection for this. I wish I could just like. I wish there was a select all. I could move everything up. What does this do? No, this draws stuff. Okay, it's gonna be cramped. I'll figure out how to do this. This is my first time actually trying to write stuff like this, so I'm not used to this. Right clicks. I'm giving myself more space over here if I need it. Okay. Right clicks are great for a couple different things. Left click, it is difficult to hit things. There are a lot of things that you just don't get full value out of it, and right click does a lot more damage. Squishy heroes, if they're close squishies, because you get the damage. Like it's very easy to hit. It's a lot easier to hit a right click on someone who is close than it is a left click, and you get more value out of the damage it does. So 1v1s, mostly right clicks. Opening up a 1v1 where he doesn't know the person you're shooting at doesn't know you're shooting at him yet, and they're moving something that's easy to hit, right? Like in a straight line, or they're jumping, you can left click. Outside of that, in general, dueling people, you want to be right clicking them because it does a lot more damage. So this comes down right clicks. If you're right clicking into a group of people, does more damage. If there's a tank who's like not a shield tank, right? So like a Devo or a Roadhog who are out aggressive and you can get your full left click on them, go for it. That's tons of free alt charge. But outside of that, which is generally pretty rare, right click just does more damage and it's more reliable to get damage with it. And the biggest thing is it doesn't have a cap on its range, right? So you can play in a safe spot and you can still right click. Between fights, you can push up so you can see down the choke without committing to being in that choke, and you can still shoot down it. So you want to be using right click all the time, especially between fights, building alt charge, because alt charge leads alt charge gives you grabs, which gives you one fights. So like alt charge is important. Right clicks are the easiest way to get it. Also, like it's if you're using left click and you get down to like less than 10 ammo, throw right click because it's free damage. because like you still get the full right click even if you only have one ammo in your gun. And instead of like having to keep looking down at the corner and watching your ammo count, like just listen for the gun. Like it makes the noise it makes changes as it's about to run out of ammo, and like it changes more and more as you get closer to 0. So like use that to judge it. But basically, let's make this right click more. Okay. Yeah, make this number come over here because this is important, because this leads to 1 fights, right? Because your goal of these is to get to these, and these win fights. The more good bubbles you have, the less energy building bubbles that you have, the more fight winning bubbles you have. Right click more. It's very useful. Yeah. Actually, what might be fun. I don't know whether or not this would be helpful, but like watching some Overwatch League Zarya, or actually there's a YouTube channel called, let me double check I'm getting the name right. It's just like Overwatch VODs. Yeah, there's a YouTube channel called Overwatch VODs. There's 8,500 videos on here, and it's just like gameplay of people. Oh, the most recent one was someone playing, I think, Wrecking Ball and Zarya. Right, but like, just watch some VODs of like GMs or whatever playing Zarya, like, and just watch for the patience, right? Watch for when they give people the bubble, right? Watch for them waiting for the enemy to be committed to that kill. Watch their charge stay at like max the whole fight, because good bubbles. Watch them save lives with bubbles, right? Manage aggression in fights. Properly tempo them. Build alt charge. Watch how much they right click people. Like, a lot of right clicking, especially between fights. And like, so when you're at a GM level and aim is like really, really good, there's more opportunity for use of left click, because it is easier to have times where you know you're gonna get shots off on people and actually hit everything. But if so, like, the farther away your aim is from Overwatch League level, a lot of times it makes right click more powerful. So like it might also depend on who you're watching. Like I think it's Sinatra does a lot of right clicking and is very good with them. And he'll like cross map people with right clicks. I think that's Sinatra. But yeah, like they use right click all the time. So watching some like Overwatch VODs on my YouTube channel would probably be like a good place to start, as far as like kind of like just trying to recognize what they're waiting for, right? Like watch for when they right click, watch for when they bubble, like why did they do it then? Like what was the value they got out of it? Was it because it's easier than hitting a left click? Is it because it's between fights and they need their ultimate? Right? Like what triggered them to actually push the bubble button when they were watching someone? And then go into quick play or even comp, it doesn't really matter, and like play around with it, right? So like try and be super patient and like wait super long, and you'll start to notice like, well, okay, I'm not getting it fast enough, like people are dying before I get it, or they've already gone on to someone else and the person who's got a bubble got out, right? And you'll see like, okay, I waited too long. And then you can try it a little early and be like, okay, that wasn't long enough, right? And it's like if you go this is something super helpful for like not for like when there's different range of doing it, right? So for me, this was managing aggression. Like if here's my analogy because this is going to apply. Let me erase this, erase this, erase this. Come down here. Okay. I do want to keep this up though. Okay. So there's like for me on aggression, right? There's like passive, aggressive, and there's like this range you can play on. So for me, I for a lot of time played super aggressive and like this was what I knew, right? Like this is where I can get value. So I know like I can get value being aggressive like these and these and these. And I never really played over on this end, so I didn't know what value I could get. But I would just assume like if I'm playing super passive, like I'm not gonna get value because I'm just not shooting at anything and I'm letting my team 5v6. But like eventually I was like, okay, what happens if I do play on this end of the spectrum? Right? So over the course of a couple games I was able to like figure out how to play super passive and I would just play with the sole intent of not dying. And I was super surprised by how much value I was able to get and just like how much people would feed themselves to me and like let me kill them without me having to put myself in danger for it. So like I was not able to understand or to know where in the spectrum there's the most value to be had because I had not played around with the other end of the spectrum. Right? So this can work the same way with bubbles, right? Or cooldowns in general. Because I've like this is a big thing for cooldown based heroes. Which is anything from Zarya to Anna. So you can have conservative and liberal. Because that's yeah. Okay. Right? So if you're playing on this end, no, you're not. You're playing on. You're playing like over here, right? So so you don't know what value there is to be had over on the end of the spectrum if you don't play there. So one of the best things you can do is to play on this end of the spectrum for like a week or something, and then you can kind of maybe like play in the middle, right? And what you can do is if you already know what this end of the spectrum is like, you come all the way back here and you start working this way until you find like you see there's value here, your value is getting more, and then maybe it stops to lessen and some of the problems that you were seeing here come back. And then you're starting to find where in the spectrum you get the most value and what scenarios you can shift it. But you can't do any of that unless you know the spectrum. So you gotta play on both ends to find where in the middle you should be. So if you're over here, come this way and work your way this way. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums everything up. Alright. I'm going to screenshot this and put it in the DM for quicker reference. If you have questions, let me know. You can DM me, or if I'm streaming, you can ask on there. Yeah, so if you have questions or any of this didn't make sense, or you can't read what this says and you forget, let me know.